In this video, we will be talking about the presidential debates. So we learned today that Biden and Trump have agreed to 2 presidential debates. Now, this was a huge shock. I mean, it was really up in the air on whether or not Donald Trump and Joe Biden would debate, whether or not there would be a debate at all. I thought for quite a while, until pretty recently, when Biden really set in stone his intentions that he would, I was thinking that there wouldn't be any, and that it would be a huge disappointment, and that for the first time, since like 1956, 1972, that is, there wouldn't be any presidential debates. But that is not the case. Just out of nowhere, Biden and Trump, both of the campaigns, have pledged to two debates. They have pledged to take part in a total of 2 debates, at least so far. They announced that they would attend a CNN debate on June 27th, and we'll get to, how incredibly early that is, as well as an ABC News debate in mid-September. Now, again, 2, that's just how many they are starting with. There will probably be more, but I mean, these debates will really go down in history for a multitude of reasons. I mean, first of all, we see that the first debate will be held in 1 month and 13 days, on June 27th. A presidential general election debate, has never been held that early. This is incredibly early for a presidential debate. I mean, June 27th, we typically see debates happen like a month before the election. Somewhere, like 2 or 3 debates, 3 or 4 debates, somewhere in between like a month before the election. So, June 27th, a debate on June 27th in June during the summer, that it has never been seen before, and I feel like we're not talking about this enough. The fact that this is the earliest it has ever been, and it is truly a historic date for a presidential debate. So Biden and Trump have agreed to go to a CNN debate in Atlanta on June 27th, and an ABC News debate on September 10th. So we have a large gap, and, September 10th is somewhat normal, I guess you could say. Even that's early, September 10th. But June 27th is another thing. But another thing to keep in mind is the fact that this is a CNN debate. This is an ABC News debate in September. And that is a major change. You might watch the debate on the news, but it is never, completely sponsored by a news network, by a media network. That's not the case for primary debates. Those are held by Fox News, MSNBC, NBC, CNN, News Nation. But general election presidential debates, I'm not really sure why, but that's just the precedent that has been set. It is never held by a media organization. It is always held by the Commission on Presidential Debates. It is an independent, or not really independent, but bipartisan, I should say, commission to ensure that presidential debates do happen. And it is, with Democrat, Independent, and Republican campaign operatives, to ensure that it's fair and all that. But they have always been in charge of running the debates. And this article is from November, but they previously had announced that there were going to be 3 general election debates. And for whatever reason, Biden was very unwilling to do these debates, but he seems to be very willing to do these CNN and ABC News debates. I don't know why. And Biden and Trump still have not pledged to take part in these Commission on Presidential Debates. I don't know why, but I made a whole video on these, how, these were looking like, these were going to be the debates, as they are every year, because presidential general election debates are never held by media networks. But this year, that is not the case, just showing how, the media, furthermore, is really taking control of our political system here in America. But I mean, this is the first year, I think, since 1980 or 1984, or sometime then, that that the Commission on Presidential Debates is not running these debates, and that opens the door for some rules to be changed, I will say. And that is when the Robert F. Kennedy Jr. factor comes in, because CNN, their debate requirements, Biden and Trump are sure to get in, but there still are requirements for other people that might qualify. And when the debate was announced, that was that a candidate needed to be on enough state ballots by a certain date, by right before the debate, to be able to win 270 electoral votes in the presidency, as well as get 15% in at least 4 or 5, but I think 5 polls four separate national polls, so it's 4, that showed them at 15% nationwide among registered or likely voters. That meets CNN standards. ABC had those same rules. Now, polls that meet their standards, that's where they could switch it up a little bit, disclude some polls, discount some polls to make sure that someone like Kennedy doesn't get into the debates. But we can see here how the Biden campaign had proposed just outright excluding third-party candidates like Robert F. Kennedy Jr. They said that they proposed saying, no third-party candidates are allowed. I mean, that's it. They don't even get a chance. They don't, whatever. Now, I heard from some people that CNN agreed to this and went along to this, but this article, this AP article, makes no note of that, and I would not be confident that is true, that CNN is necessarily going along with that Biden campaign proposed whatever idea, saying that no third-party candidates at all are allowed no matter what, despite how they're polling or anything. And, that brings up these polls. I just have this tweet pulled up because, whatever, it's factual, but the Kennedy campaign manager, Amaryllis Fox Kennedy, pulls up these 5 polls. CNN poll, 16% for Robert F. Kennedy Jr., Monmouth University, 18%, Quinnipiac University, 16%, Harvard-Harris, 15%, and Forbes/Harris X. I don't know if they're counting this. That's a stretch. They probably won't count a Forbes poll because I think it's online or something, and they're really not that accurate. But it has them at 15. But still, these are 4. Harvard-Harris, Quinnipiac, Monmouth, and CNN. I don't know how CNN and ABC would not count all of these polls. These are polls that they should recognize as legit. I believe they usually do in presidential elections, and there isn't any reason for them not to. I mean, these are pretty accurate polls. Harvard-Harris is, a maybe, but at least these 3, that's definite, and I would say that Harvard-Harris, too, would be counted, as a legitimate poll that should be taken into consideration. So that being said, Kennedy, it appears, has met the polling threshold, and then you've got these electoral votes. He has to be on enough ballots to be able to get 270 electoral votes. He is currently, if there are no issues with the signatures, they are currently on 187, and by June, in a month's time, I definitely think that they are on track. I mean, they're definitely on track if they got at their current pace to be at 270 electoral votes. 270 electoral votes on enough state ballots to get that at least. And they have said that they do have enough signatures to appear on the New York ballot. They haven't officially come out and said that that they are on it, but that would be another huge boost towards 270. So, I mean, the polling, is iffy because they're so, they could say whatever they want with that, but the electoral votes, is definitely factual. I mean, they can't deny that if he's on enough ballots to get 270 electoral votes. So, it appears that Robert F. Kennedy Jr. may very well get an invitation to be in the presidential debates. And that would really throw off everything. I'm not about to make any predictions about the debates who would do well. Of course, I will make videos afterwards. But this will be very interesting It already is an interesting case where we have presidential debates, two set, both from independent media organizations. The first one in June, a historically early date, and the fact that we may have the first third-party candidate in the debates since 1992. So it'll be very interesting to see how this goes, and I will keep you all updated on whether or not Robert F. Kennedy Jr. can somehow get into these debates. So thank you all for watching this video. I really hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you all later.